Hi folks, Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com, the Chris Voss Show .com. Hey, coming here with another video we want to share with you, and of course, we bring you all the latest, and guess what we have here? What is this in my hands? This is the AT&T Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Did I say the Note 3? Yes, this is right here. Very pretty device, and I'll pet it just a little bit. Very pretty. So anyway, we're going to be taking and giving my first impressions today. I will be doing, of course, full reviews, benchmarking reviews, camera reviews, all that good stuff. And of course, we'll be versus comparing them against about, 30 other phones or some bloody thing that you'll see on the Chris Voss Show channel. So be sure to subscribe, give us a like. Don't make me come to your house. So what we're going to do is give you my first impressions of it. Now, it's a very beautiful, well-built phone, and I like it much better than the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. It's got less rounded edges, it's very thick, and it's got just kind of a cut square now, where before it was rounded. There's been a lot of complaints about the faux leather plastic back, but I gotta tell you, it feels comfortable, it looks nice. I know it's fake, but it definitely looks nice and feels better. You know what? It doesn't show as many fingerprints as the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 with those backs that are on the S4s and the S3s and all that good stuff. So it tends to look a little bit better. I like the way they designed the setup of the flash and camera lamp. Some things to look down the side, we'll show some close-ups, is how beautiful the ridges are around the cuts of it. It looks like a very elegant, well-built device and feels very solid. And the screen is incredibly beautiful. You're looking at a 1080p screen that's there. It comes with all the cool features and then some that came with the Samsung Galaxy S4, all the different stuff like smooth scrolling, being able to wipe your hand across the sensors to be able to have it do stuff, hovering, being able to hover over stuff to get things going. What's really cool too is on the back, they built a thing where they piggyback the SIM card, so the micro SD card actually slides in over almost the top of the SIM card in a separate tray, and they've got that piggybacked up in there. And you can see here it's got a massive, massive battery. Some of the things that really impressed me just right off the top, off the specs of the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, is you're looking at a 3200 milliamp hour battery. Huge, huge battery life. The other thing you're looking at is one of the first to come to market of the 2.3 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processors. And this is one of the first super fast, super speedy, super rock and roll, all that sort of good stuff. 13 megapixel camera in it. One of the other things that made me really excited about this phone, 3 gigabytes of RAM. Try finding another phone that's got 3 gigabytes of RAM in the US. 3 gigabytes of RAM, which help it be fast, on top of the quad-core processor that's taking you running on. So those are some of the elements that really stood out to me. The 2.3 gigahertz processor, the 3 gigabytes of RAM, the 3200 milliamp hour battery, and of course the beautiful screen. Now, of course, with this, you also have the S Pen, and they made some really cool things to the S Pen. When you pull the S Pen out, or in different areas, you can have the S Pen. There's a little pop-up here that works, and you can just literally go around it and you can do different things. Now, some of the things they've really come up with are cool. I don't know why people think that Apple is out innovating Samsung. They clearly are not. I can actually just draw a place on the screen, and in doing so, I can insert stuff like a video or different other things just anywhere on the screen. I can just draw something and make it. We'll walk you through some of the other different things that are in it, but the stuff that they put in this thing is freaking amazing. It really is. One of the other things they added is a Flipboard integration with news, where you can push up and you can have Flipboard integration. You can put everything you want in this, your YouTube channels, your Flickr channels, geez, just about every channel you can think of. In fact, some of them are the Sina, some of the different Chinese social media things you can put in here. So very, very, very impressed with that. It's got a beautiful screen. It's not as heavy as you would think it would be, and it feels really comfortable. And the pen has some nuances that are really good, and I love the improvements they did to it. Now, some things to talk about that are pretty interesting. The speaker, I'm really excited about. If you're familiar with most of the Galaxy line, they've always had the speaker on the back. You can see it right here. And what the problem with having it on the back there is if you put it down on the table, you can't hear it very well. So what they've done is they've innovated the speaker and they put a killer, loud, obnoxious speaker that's here. And I mean obnoxious in a good way. I was playing one of the video games, I think it was Need for Speed, and it was just blasting and I had to turn it down so I didn't bother my coworkers. But I was having a ton of fun with it and it sounded great. And it sounded way better than the Note 2 or the Samsung Galaxy S4, S3, and the renditions that have that back speaker. So very impressed with the change they did in putting the speaker here in the bottom. One other thing that's very interesting too is they added this new USB thing here at the bottom. Now there's some different aspects of this that are kind of cool. It's thrown some people for a curve, but you can actually still put a normal micro USB cable in there and you don't have to use the dual cable, although it does give you faster transfer speeds. It gives you faster charging time by using USB 3.0 and having that capability there. And of course you can still use it on USB 2.0. So some people find this a little bit of an issue. I actually kind of like it. It actually firmly holds into the Samsung and gives you a nice, good, solid plug, and that can be important. So if you take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, comparatively, they're pretty similar, almost exact in body size and nature, but the design is much more beautiful on the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. I love the improvements that they took and did with it. If we take the Samsung Galaxy S4, you can see that here from AT&T, and we can put that up to it. You can kind of see the difference there in the sizes, and they squared off on the Note 3 just like they did the Galaxy S4, where they gave it kind of a square side instead of the rounded side. But what they did is they kind of beveled or cut the edges. I'm not sure what the right word is you look for. And they just made things look a whole lot more prettier, especially with the buttons and angles and everything else they put into it. So I highly recommend it. I'm pretty impressed with the product so far. We're going to do a full review on the Chris Voss Show. We'll be doing benchmarks and everything else. The other thing I got to tell you, the gaming experience on this thing is awesome. Awesome. I might even use the stylus a whole lot more with some of the toys they got on here and the multi-button functions and everything else. So watching videos, movies, holy crap. And this, I think it's 5.7-inch screen that's on here. Huge, huge. I got to tell you, after using this for a couple hours, I went back to my Samsung Galaxy S4 and it felt like I was going from the S4 to like an iPhone. I was like, what is this mini child's phone that I have that I used? So it made this phone, the Samsung Galaxy S4, seem like a child phone after I played with this one for a while. And then don't stop me that it helps. I also have the Samsung Galaxy Mega, which is even bigger than this thing. So it's a beautiful phone. I really like it. Go to our good friends at AT&T.com with the fastest download upload speeds. Check them out. Tell them Chris Voss saying it. Chris Voss tested, Chris Voss approved. Be sure to watch our full reviews we're going to do. We're going to walk through the specs and everything on these. Give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out the ChrisVossShow.com. Do it.